Red Dead 1. Specifically, the river co-op mission. The other night, Saturday to be specific, the guys I was playing with that we've been just grinding out the achievements, the river on the advanced difficulty 25 times. We started at 6 o'clock in the evening and we didn't end until like 2 a.m. because that became bigger than, you know, going to bed for work the next day.
Oh, I bet. I'm sure you really loved going to work that day.
Yeah, it was a Sunday, so it was fine.
Welcome to Bite into Apple.
Welcome back to Bite into Apple, your weekly Apple news, rumors, reactions, and real-world takes on all technology. I'm Slav, and with me is...
medium-sized Wang. I'm the other way. That's Skinny P over there. He's not allowed to be in this. He's not allowed to be.
I'm pointing. It's going to you.
On my camera, you're going like the opposite. Like I'm pointing at you on my camera.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
StreamYard.
Yeah, kids, I tell you, kids, damn it.
Kids, I tell you, kids. Get off my lawn. All right.
Red Dead 1 could kiss my ass.
So we have other things to talk about besides Red Dead. We have new Apple releases to discuss, which is exciting. We got 5 bites today. And then in our other tech news, we're going to talk a little bit about X, introducing a new app for iOS, and the big one in other tech. And I know this leans more entertainment, but it does have some tech connections, is Paramount winning Warner Brothers Discovery. So we'll talk about that in other tech as well. But let's get into the big stuff because guys, I don't know if you know this. But this week was the big Apple Experience Week. They released a number of new products, and it's starting, and we'll start. I mean, on Monday, it started with a couple things, mainly the iPhone 17e, as seen on the right side of the screen here. And we got to thank Apple Hub on X for sharing this, because this is the comparison between the old iPhone 16e and the new iPhone 17e. People are losing their minds about this thing, by the way, which is, I don't get it. Like, people need to realize that Apple's allowed to make budget stuff also, entry-level products also. People don't get it. People don't realize, like, hey, there's going to be high school kids, middle schoolers, you know, people that don't have a lot of money or work great jobs that want to be in the Apple ecosystem but can't afford an $1,100 iPhone or a $2,200 MacBook or what have. Like, it's just so annoying. Like, people are sitting here complaining. Now, don't get me wrong. Last year, the iPhone 16e, when it came out, I criticized it for 2 big reasons. The price point of $599 is a great price point. I kind of wish it was a little lower for an entry-level phone, but it does give you some pretty top-tier things being part of the Apple ecosystem. But my biggest issue with it was there was no MagSafe on it. I was like, like, how are you going to charge $600 for a phone that doesn't even have MagSafe? Like, that's absurd. So the 17e comes out, and guess what? It now has MagSafe as well as the new N1 chip in the which is their cellular chip. So yeah, I mean, they've updated it to the A19 chip. They have the N1 chip in it. It has new portraits with focus and depth control, and you can see all of it here. I mean, it weighs just a little bit more, but that's probably the magnets that are in it for the MagSafe, if you think about it. Still 60 hertz display, which some people get mad about, but it has Ceramic Shield 2 now, which is 3 times better scratch resistance. People are also mad that there's still a notch. They're like, a notch in 2026? Come on, that's ridiculous. Actually, I think somebody in the comments here is saying that. Yeah, so it's literally the same shit. I mean, 60 hertz and a notch in 2026? Like, come on. It's an entry-level phone.
I mean, honestly, if I didn't literally just buy the 17, I would buy that.
And I mean,
Honestly.
they also bumped it up where the starting storage is 256 gigabytes. The 16E started at 128 gigabytes. So for the same $600, you're getting more storage. You're getting MagSafe charging up to 15 watts. You get the N1 chip, the new A19 chip, better ceramic shield. I mean, you're getting more than what you got last year. So,
You're forgetting the most pressing thing.
pink?
Yeah.
Yes, it now comes in pink as opposed to just white and black. Although I think unless they do a cool green color for the next phone that I get, I think I'm getting white. I almost went white with my 16 Pro Max,
Mm.
but that's when the sandy color came out. I can't remember what it's called. And when you looked at it on screen, it looked more brown, and then you get it, and it's like, wow, this is really girly. But I just
Hey,
kept it.
I had the goal. I think I've had every color except for the super exotic colors.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they added another color, but I think white and black, I think, are perfectly fine colors for phones. Like, yeah, you don't need anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Well,
plus, most people put a case on it. Like, I got
yeah,
that like,
yeah, you don't see the color. Like
no,
even like mine, even though I do have the orange phone, you know, it is what it is. You're not really necessarily buying it for the color, so why
yeah,
does it matter?
exactly.
Unless you get a yellow phone, then you can get banana phone again.
Banana
Please,
phone.
Apple, bring back banana phone.
Now, again, I think this is a solid entry level now. Adding the MagSafe plus the additional things that they put on with it, $600 is a steal. And again, and we're going to talk about this with another product that they just released as well. But again, this is for people, for kids, for high schoolers, for middle schoolers. This is what this phone is for grandmothers and grandfathers,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Uh, I'm a quote unquote pro user because I do all this editing, I do all this video making and things like that. So yeah, I need a better phone than that because if I'm recording on my phone or doing stuff with my phone, I need a good phone for it. Same goes with the computers I have and things like that. But kids right now, the most sought after phone, the phone that kids in middle school and high school want the most are not Android phones. They're iPhones. And this is enticing for parents who have 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds who want to get their first phone. And instead of dropping $1,000 on a phone,
Yeah.
$600 is not a bad deal. It's not. And they get into the Apple ecosystem, which Apple wants. They want you to get started because once you're in there, you're not getting out.
Yeah. Welcome to the dark side, by the way.
So, I mean, I just think it's not a bad deal. I think it's actually a really good deal. So people who are complaining about it, ridiculous. I also think it's a cool design. I like the simplicity of the design. Just the little punch, or not a punch hole, but like that little
Yeah.
camera on the back, and it's very clean and sleek looking. Do I wish they had the dynamic island? Yeah, but I'm not getting it. So I care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're really going tit for tat there when you're like, I just need a phone. Like where people that would be considering this would be like, I just need a phone. I don't
Yeah.
really care what it does or how it is. Just give me something that I can call on and look on Facebook.
And not to mention that getting the A19 chip, this phone is going to last probably easily 6 to 7 years before you would even need to think about getting a new one. Then, if you want, just get a new battery put into it.
Yeah, and it'll last as long as iOS keeps supporting it.
Yeah. And even then, it still lasts after that. Like you can
Yeah.
still be stuck on an older version of iOS. You just might not get all the security updates. But we just saw a few weeks ago that they still update. They updated the iPhone, what was it, the iPhone 6 or something like that? Like it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, get it, buy it, shop it.
If you don't want to spend $1,000, get it or get it for your kids.
Yeah. And then with the money you're saving from that grand, get them a pair of AirPods.
Yes. We're going to get into something like that too in a little bit here. So then they updated the iPad Air to the M4 chip. Now, don't forget, the current main chip for Apple right now is the M5. The Air, I think it was about 2 years ago is when they decided, you know what, the Air is going to be a generation behind everything. I don't know why they did that. I think it's stupid. It's starting to me, it's starting to seem like the Air just doesn't have a place in the lineup anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, they announced a new iPad Air, same sizes, 11 and 13 inch, same 60 hertz refresh rate, weighs just a tad bit more on the 11 inch. Not sure why. I don't know. Maybe it's
It's a thick boy.
the new modem, the new N1 chip. Maybe Wi-Fi 7 makes it heavier. I don't know.
It's those 0.7 Bluetooths they put in there.
Yeah. But and maybe it's the RAM, because now the base starts out at 12 gigs of RAM compared to the old 8 gigs that it had that started with before. Same $599 starting price. Not bad. Colors are the exact same. So you get like the blue, I think it's blue, black, purple, starlight, I think is what it is. I think those are the colors.
Oh, I'll be getting that purple. I'll be getting that perp, you know.
That perp.
I mean, it looks slick. I like it.
And what they did was, if you take a look at the old M3 chip, the old M3 chip had an 8-core CPU with 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, and then 100 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. This new one dropped the performance core, but bumped up the efficiency core and has 120 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. So is there going to be much of a difference with this look? I've been running an M2 iPad Air for more than a year now, and I have a M1 iPad Pro here, and that thing is still faster. So that little bit of a change, is it going to really matter if you have an M2 or an M3? I don't think so. If you have an M1, M2 Air, maybe the M1 upgrading wouldn't be a bad idea if you feel like you need to. But with the M2 and the M3, there's really no need to upgrade right now and get this M4. So again, it's decent, and honestly, all the M chips are able to use Apple Intelligence, and things like that. So what's the point in even getting this right now? It's a great starting price at $600 for this, but the iPad sits in. Or the iPad Air sits in a really weird place, because you have the $350 iPad, which is the base model. You have, what is it, the $500, I think it's $500 iPad Mini. You have this $600 iPad Air, and then you have a $900 iPad Pro. If you want to do Pro things, you go with the Pro. And I've learned that the hard way. Like, I should have went with a Pro. I should not have gotten an iPad Air, but I wanted the bigger screen. So I was like, I'll pay the extra. Instead of getting a better iPad, I want to get the bigger screen. That was a terrible, terrible mistake on my part. But if you
compensating for something.
Oh yeah. But if you don't need the Pro, the entry level at $350, $400 is a damn good deal. And it's a good thing. 2 of my kids right now have that entry level iPad, and it's amazing. Like, I've picked it up, I've used it, trying to help them with things, and I've used it. It's snappy, it's fast, it's good. Like, I just don't understand why the iPad Air even exists anymore. I really don't.
It's probably because they were like, oh, we made a Pro. Oh, wait, now we have 4. Money.
Now, it would make sense if the iPad Air was the thinnest and the lightest, but it's not. The iPad Pro is the thinnest and lightest iPad. So even then, it's kind of like, what is this doing here?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. I've often thought, like, I say this all the time, and maybe we'll do an episode about this, where I really think that they need to change and adjust the naming conventions of all of their products to line up more effectively with how they are going to position them in the market, because they're not right now. Like, the iPad Air, it's pointless. Like, what they should be doing is, like, the iPad Mini should be the iPad Air. Like, it should be, because it's the smallest, it's light, it's, and it's snappy, it's fast, it's good. And then get rid of this regular iPad Air. So then you only have 3 options, essentially. You have the base, the Air, or the Pro.
Yeah. Seems like when whoever did the marketing for this was like, four's fine. I like even numbers. It's okay. I mean, I do agree. The Air or the Mini, you could flip flop either one. Just turn one into the other. They're
Yeah,
interchangeable.
and that's the thing. I mean, the Air's bigger than the Mini, but there was a time when I sat there and because I lived by the Air because I have had 2 iPad Airs. The first one was great. This one that I have now is great, but it can't do everything I want to do because it's not a Pro model and it gets hung up and it's slow on things. It's like, so why did I get it?
Yeah.
I'm a Pro user. So I'm in a group for another podcast called Primary Technology. Great show. I encourage you to listen to them. Weekly show, but check them out. But I'm in there in the group they have, and we talk about that kind of stuff. And today, people were asking like, "Oh, what should I buy today?" I like to consider myself a Pro user, but I really don't think I am. Should I get a MacBook Air or this or that? Like that's literally things people need to think about now when you're going for a MacBook or any Apple product. And I'm sitting here thinking like, even when I got into this in 2020, it wasn't simple to just say, "Hey, I'm not a Pro user. I want the non-Pro things," because it was like I got a MacBook, but there's the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Pro with the Pro and Max chips, and then you have the iPad Mini, the iPad Air, the iPad Pro. It's kind of like, okay, I don't need the Pro things, but like a MacBook, the Air is nice, but what if I want something that is maybe a little bulkier or better or not as pro-y? And they've made it so we got to do another episode on this stuff to really talk about
it. Remarketing Apple. There we go.
Yeah, remarketing Apple.
Reappling the market.
Reappling the Apple.
Biting into the Apple marketing. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, something I would love to have, but will probably never ever own.
Same. They also announced new studio displays. They have the Studio Display and then the Studio Display XDR. Both are 5K resolution with 218 PPI. The biggest difference are these two things. The regular Studio Display is 60 hertz with an LCD screen. The Studio Display XDR is 120 hertz with mini LED. So that's kind of the big difference in these two things. And you want to know what the cost difference is in that? The Studio Display is $1,600 and the XDR is $3,300.
At that point, just buy the Vision Pro. Honestly,
I think I've heard other people say that before.
Hey, good Lord.
It's nuts. It is absolutely crazy how much these displays cost, because I would love to have one, but not at $1,600 or $3,300. Now,
yeah,
if I win the lottery tonight during the Powerball, then you might see me with a couple of those displays. But
and me with one, but I would never use it. It'd just be like on the wall behind me.
It would just sit there.
I mean, they're so nice, but the price point for them, it's just insane. And if you get the XDR, you better pray none of those LEDs go out. None of them, because one goes, you just got to send it in and probably get it replaced.
If you're spending $3,300 on a display, you better get Apple Care. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, even 16. I mean, hell, honestly, any of them really.
Look, I mean, my computer is a $2,000 computer. I have Apple Care on it. I got Apple Care on it. If it's under $1,000, that's when I'm kind of like, do I really need Apple Care? Do I? I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just insane. I mean, granted, I know there's people out there like 3,300 pocket change. Not me, but there's people.
Yes, there are some people. So the displays, look, I'm not going to talk much about the displays. I don't think we need to, because they're not up our alley. I know that there's creatives out there who are going to get it, who are going to want it, who are going to think it's massive and it's a great deal. But for me, no, it's not. I have I think it was $175, $200 monitor for my main monitor. It's a curved monitor, Samsung. Works perfectly fine. Do I know all the specs? No, because one, I didn't buy it. My fiance bought it for me for Christmas one year. And two, that was before I even cared about screens too much.
Well, I mean, it's easy to buy something that's $3,300 when it's a tax write-off,
Very true.
or
Very
your
true.
company bought it for you. Like, it's real easy. Normal people don't have that.
You're not wrong. And honestly, I mean, tax write-offs, like all you need to do is start up a YouTube channel, people, and start making money and start writing some things off. That's all I'm saying.
Makes literally 2 cents, writes off $47,000.
That's about what I did this past year. So
Hey, game respects game.
hey, look, I have another channel. I actually do make money off of it, and I invested money this year into it to see if I can get it better. And sure, it bumped up a little bit, but man, it needs to start paying off soon. That's all I'm saying.
You know, 2 cars, a house, all tax deductible.
Oh,
Actually, to get into tax things, 10% of your utilities and your house payment, if you have one, is tax deductible.
yeah, but you have to have a dedicated room for your business.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Your living room. There you
No,
go.
it doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
You can use my room. I'll charge you rent, quote unquote. You want the receipts for the past 12 months? We didn't record that live.
Anywho, so
Biden, the Apple takes a bite out of taxes and gets arrested for tax fraud.
damn it. Apple has unveiled new Pro and Max chips, M5 Pro and Max chips. This from TechCrunch. On Tuesday, they debuted the latest addition to the M series of set of chips as it announced the M5 Pro and M5 Max, which are powering the new MacBook Pro. Both chips feature an 18-core CPU, making an upgrade from the 14-core configuration in the M4 Pro and 16-core in the M4 Max. The CPU now features 6 super cores. This is a new term for them. They've never used super cores before, so they now feature 6 super cores, which is Apple's term for its highest performance cores, alongside 12 all-new performance cores. Collectively, the CPU boosts performance by up to 30% for pro workloads.
I guarantee those are 2 in the same.
Probably. The GPU scales up the next generation architecture introduced in M5 to up to 40 core GPU. Apple explained in the press release, with a neural accelerator in each GPU core and higher unified memory bandwidth, M5 Pro and M5 Max are over 4 times the peak GPU compute for AI compared to the previous generation. Graphics performance is up 20% faster overall. Ray tracing workloads improve by as much as 35%. The M5 Pro supports up to 64 gigs of unified memory, up from 48 gig on the M4. The M5 Max continues to support up to 120 gigabyte of unified memory, with bandwidth increases to 614 gigabytes. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, because I don't want to talk all tech, because a lot of people may not understand that, but let's get to the nitty-gritty here. What does this mean for this chipset and computer? Well, for one, they need to get a hold of video game developers and say, let's start porting newer games onto these systems. There is no doubt that these M5 Pro and Max chips can handle most AAA games right now. Is it always going to be at the greatest frame rate? No. But even at a slightly lower frame rate, these are still able to handle it. And look, most people are buying PCs, looking at you, Colton, buying these PCs
whoa.
with these massive GPUs in them.
Hey.
And look, you wouldn't have to do that. Like, yeah, you're still gonna have to drop $2,200 on a MacBook, but it's well worth it because it'll work. I just think that it's time. Like, they need to start pushing instead of having games like Death Stranded and Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk, things like that, which, hey, cool, I can play those on my MacBook. But what about these modern day AAA titles? They can absolutely port them onto these machines now.
Yeah, like Doom.
Yeah.
Doom gets ported to everywhere. You'll be able to play it in bidets here soon, I'm sure.
That's weird.
No, but I agree. I mean, why not just start porting everything? I mean, dear God, you could. Netflix supports FIFA now. Don't know how you're going to play it. I mean, unless you literally are your phone's the controller, but there's no reason to not have it.
Netflix, their whole gaming thing is you can connect up a controller to, I guess, something. I don't remember how it is, but yeah, you can do something like that. Or I think it's on. Is it on the computer? Maybe, but it's basically just cloud gaming through Netflix. I can't remember what it is. That's all.
Microsoft does better, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, very true.
But I agree with you. I don't see why we can't have modern gaming, more modern gaming on MacBooks or Apple at this point, because it seems like they're pretty much just on par with where we're at with normal PCs now. So, if not better.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, they're better. Again, the dedicated GPU is, I think, what scares a lot of people away, because you can't upgrade a GPU then. Like, if you get this MacBook, this is your MacBook. You have your GPU, your CPU, everything is what it is. You're not going to be able to upgrade it. Mm-hmm. The only thing you'll be able to do is buy a new MacBook. Whereas with PCs, these video game companies can make a very graphic intense game, and they can say, look, you can use an RTX 3300, or you could use the brand new GPU, the
ABC 6400.
But that's kind of what it is. It's kind of like, they can do that now. With Apple, it's kind of, they have to limit it at a certain point, which is why you make the game for the PCs and then you port it over and you just put some limitations on it. I can't imagine it's that difficult. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, they do it with mobile gaming all the time.
True.
So, I mean, it's just the same principle.
How do you think you get Fortnite on a phone, but you can play it on console and play it on
yeah, but you play it better on console.
Do you though? Do you?
No, I suck.
Same.
So, no, we learned that lesson.
When I was playing video games more often with my kids and things, we play Fortnite, and I get so pissed off, like, screw this, we're playing Halo.
Yeah, remember that one time where we attempted to play Fortnite and win one game, and we could not get out of the top. We were always the bottom 25 every time.
Yeah, that was bad. I got better than that, but not much better.
Oh no, I suck. Call of Duty is my game.
Halo's my game. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to take a look at the M5 MacBook Pro with Pro chip, M5 Pro chip, or MacBook Pro, you know what I'm saying, here, comparing it to the MacBook Pro 14-inch M4 Pro chip. And I also have the newest MacBook Air M5 chip, which also released. So let's take a look here, because we have, now I'm not talking too much about the MacBook Air because it's just the M5 chip, which we already had an M5 MacBook Pro. I have it sitting right here, actually.
Okay, nice.
And it's a great chip. It does some great things. The difference is with the Air, you just get that thinner, no fan. It can throttle a little faster. But hey, if you're not a pro user, it works for you. But I wanted to take a look at the differences here. So first up, we're going to look at the Air, at the M5 chip. You have 10 cores CPU, 8 cores GPU, and you can start at 16 gigabyte unified memory. The M5 Pro MacBook Pro, 15 core is where it starts for the CPU, 16 core for GPU, and starts at 24 gigabyte unified memory. And storage starts at 1 terabyte, which is something I didn't need to mention. 512 gigabyte start for the Air, which is new. It used to be 256. Now it starts at 512. But when you take a look at the old M4 Pro MacBook Pro, 12 cores CPU, 16 core GPU, 24 gigabyte unified memory, 512 was the starting storage for it. That is a very good machine. Now, obviously, you can't buy it new from Apple anymore, but you could go and find it probably at Best Buy for a little cheaper. And probably for the next year, they're going to have it there still because they have a whole bunch on hand in stock. So you might be able to find it on sale at Best Buy, on Amazon, Target, whatever. Like wherever you can find these computers, you're going to find it cheaper. Does that mean you should go that and not the M5 route? Well, if you don't want to spend the $2,200, because the price of the MacBook Pro, the Pro chip MacBook Pro did jump up $100, as did the MacBook Air. It used to be $999. Now it is $1,099. The battery life, and this is something that I want to look at something here, because the battery life is crazy on the MacBook Pro, which is this right here. Oh yeah, 24 hours. So I was on my MacBook all day yesterday and about probably another 6 or 7 hours today. And I looked and the battery was only at like 35%.
Mhm.
And I'm like, when I had my Air, I had to charge it in the middle of the day. Like I literally would have to plug it in if I was using it all day in the middle of the day. Now I have this MacBook Pro and the battery, it is crazy how good these batteries are. Absolutely crazy. So personally, I would say if you're a stickler for battery, stay away from the Air. MacBook Pro, not the Pro chip MacBook Pro, but just the MacBook Pro is not that much more expensive. I mean, $500, $600 can be kind of expensive. Yeah. But I think it's worth it. I mean, for the starting, I do.
Yeah. No, it looks beautiful. And 24 hours is impressive. I'm not, as a laptop user, it is impressive. Because most laptops are like, oh, you've been on me for 6 hours. Please charge me.
It's been 33 minutes.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
I should have seen that coming. Should have seen it coming.
Yeah, I set it up poorly and you still walked into it.
Yeah, I did. But these aren't the only MacBooks that you can get now. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. They have introduced a brand new MacBook to the family called the MacBook Neo. Yes, the MacBook Neo. It costs $599 base. Right there. $599 base. That's all it is. Comes in 4 different colors. Citrus, which is kind of like a yellowish green color. Blush, which is pink. Indigo, which is almost like that midnight color on the MacBook Air, but maybe a little more blue looking. And then silver, which silver is great looking on anything, I've noticed now. But it has the A18 Pro chip in it. Okay. The A18 Pro chip. Now, I want to point something out right here. This is the MacBook Neo, and we're going to compare it to the 13-inch MacBook Air M5. So $599 for the base. 13-inch screen, so it's 0.6 inches smaller than the MacBook Air. The MacBook Air has an M5 chip in it, the A18 Pro chip, which is an iPhone chip. Let's not forget that is an iPhone chip. And it's also in those chips, these A series chips are also in the base model iPads as well, and the iPad minis. You can have Apple Intelligence on it. Woohoo. All right, this is where things start to get a little dicey, though. 6-core CPU compared to a 10-core CPU. 5-core GPU compared to an 8-core GPU. You cannot upgrade the memory, the unified memory in the Neo. It is 8 gigabytes of unified memory, full stop. That is what you get. Whereas the MacBook Air, you get 16 gigs of unified memory, and you can get higher than that if you so choose. The storage is only 256 gigabytes of storage, which you can bump that up just to 512, no higher than 512 though. The battery life is only up to 16 hours, which I think is really disappointing. Personally, if I were them, I would have tried to find a way to get that to 20 hours or more. Only because it doesn't have as much power. Like, it's not utilizing as much as, say, the Air. Now, the Pro has a bigger battery in it than the Air, so it makes sense it's going to have more battery life. But you're telling me that you couldn't put basically the same battery that's in the Air in this thing and not get 2 to 4 more hours? Like, come on.
Yeah.
That to me is a little ridiculous.
The Touch ID for only being with the 512 gig model.
Another problem, you only get a Touch ID with the 512 gigabyte model, which is $100 more. So it's not anymore $599, it would be $699, and it's to get 512 gigabytes of memory, or not memory, storage, and Touch ID. So choose wisely. I mean, you're looking at $599 to $1099. But like I was saying about the 17E, the MacBook Neo is not for pro users. It's not for people who want to invest a bunch of money. This MacBook is solely for those who are young. This is going to compete against people with Chromebooks, going to compete against, look, the best Microsoft Surface laptop you can get, I think, starts at $800. You're now looking at $600 for that. I'm not saying the best Windows Surface laptop, but like the cheapest Windows Surface laptop, I should say. It's like $850. This is now $600. It fully integrates you into the Apple ecosystem. You're there. You can do whatever you want with the ecosystem. If you have an iPhone, they connect perfectly. You can text people on your on your computer. You can mirror your iPhone to it. You can do all this stuff. So if you already have an iPhone, this is a great get. It's light. It's not very heavy. So it's going to do everything that you really need it to do. I think probably the biggest downside is the 8 gigabytes of RAM, which might get bogged down after about a year of use, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
I think it should have been 12 gigabytes of RAM at minimum, if not 16. And the storage starting at 256, I think, is fine, because we'll get into why in a little bit. But yeah, the 256 gigabytes is not a big deal. It does have only 2 USB ports. It doesn't have a MagSafe charging port. So one of these ports is going to be used for charging and one can be used for data. It has 2 side firing speakers. So this is different than they've ever done speakers before, because with the MacBook Air, it's kind of like behind the keyboard and between the keyboard and the screen where the speakers come out. On the Pros, it's on the side facing up next to the keyboards. So this is a little different than what they've done before. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a really, really cool design. I think it's perfect for college students, for high school students, for people that just need a home computer to just quickly jump on and do some little work here and there. I think it's a great computer for that. This is not a computer for people who go out there and want to edit videos and
Oh yeah, this is definitely if you do anything more than use Microsoft Word or Excel or check your email on.
That's basically barely any more than that. Now again, at $599, and then with the education discount, you would get it for $499. So $500 computer with the education discount. I'm sorry. Like, look, I know last week I said $499 was the sweet spot for starting. I still think it is, but a $499 MacBook, I think, is fantastic. I do. And again, like, for the people who sit there and say, this is all it is, this is terrible, this is ridiculous, this is worthless. Apple's never been in the quote unquote budget laptop field before. And this is what this is.
Yeah.
And to be able to get a MacBook at that price is amazing. So much so that this guy here, Zach Bowden on X, made a really cool discovery. You can now acquire an entire Apple ecosystem for less than $2,000. You can get the iPhone 17e for $600. You can get the MacBook Neo for $600. You can get a normal entry-level iPad for $350. You can get the Apple Watch SE for $250, and then a pair of AirPods for $130. That is, I mean, like, think of a college student who needs to get things. You get those 5 products, that's all you need. A MacBook, an iPad, a watch, a phone, the AirPods. Like, what else do you need at that point?
And it's going to last you long enough to get your degree.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like, you don't even necessarily need to. Well, maybe the MacBook, maybe, but everything else would last you long enough for your degree.
Exactly. I mean, it's fantastic. I think it's a great deal. Now, the one thing that I will give people credit for noticing is with the MacBook Neo, it's $600. Okay. Now, if you think about it, this has the Magic Keyboard on it, which is an amazing keyboard. Love that keyboard. It's on.
Some may say it's magical.
It's on all the MacBook laptops and things like that. And if you want to get a Magic Keyboard for, say, your iPad, that is a $300 to $350 charge essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just go $300 for a Magic Keyboard for your iPad. All right, $300. So you're telling me that the screen on this thing is $200 and the internals on this thing is $200? The screen and the internals is actually worth $200.
Right. That is crazy to think about now. Huh. Someone's overcharging for one thing or severely undercharging for the other.
One thing's not like the other.
I thought you were going to point out the staring storage. I've been staring at that every time you pulled up.
Well, this guy said, "Hey, you made an error. You wrote staring instead of storage." So,
yeah, I've been staring at storage.
Yeah, staring.
Yeah, now that you see it, you won't unsee it.
I can't stop looking at it. Thanks.
You're welcome. But that is crazy. The Magic Keyboard's $300, or you can just buy a MacBook for $600.
Exactly. Because if you get the Magic Keyboard, then you have to buy an iPad, which you're looking at a minimum of $600 in itself. So. Yeah,
so it's like, or you can just save $300 and just buy the MacBook.
Yeah. The reason why I said $600 is because only the iPad Air and the Pros can use the Magic Keyboard. The base model does not use the Magic Keyboard. But yeah, still, that's just
yeah. I'm going to still stand by what I said. I think it was last week. This is definitely going to pop up in schools. Schools are going to buy these by the droves.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, imagine a school reaches out to Apple and they're like, look, we want to get 500 of these. Yeah. They're not going to sell it to them for $500. They'll be like, okay, we'll make a deal. You're buying in bulk, $300 a pop. Like they're going to make a deal. So that's kind of the way you can look at this here. Is you're going to start seeing kids in certain areas coming in with their citrus colored MacBooks and
I'm a jump. I'm gonna jump them. That citrus looks nice. It really does.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it'll be nice it'll be nice to see it in person at some time.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to Best Buy to look at that.
Yes.
Sadly.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited about it. I think it's great for sure. But all right, kids, let's move on to 5 Bytes.
It's me again.
It is you again because you didn't come up with any.
I'm sorry. I've had a busy week. I've had a real rough week.
Yeah, playing Red Dead and
spray
paint, real life spray paint game or something. Power wash
simulator.
Yeah, there you go.
No, work has been rough. It seems like they found all the mail for the next month, the past like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been
I mean, are you guys hiring? I need
actually, yeah. We are, unironically, every position.
I need a job. Just saying.
I think if you don't mind using your own vehicle, our side has 3 subs. Actually, if you time it out right, you'll become a career employee.
I time it out right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, isn't that a federal job? Is that a federal job?
Yeah, constitutionally protected. You can't cut us.
So you get that job, and then you got a damn good pension if you stay there long enough, huh?
Yeah, I think I can retire at 55 with a full pension.
Jeez. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Anyways, enough of that. Working with Colton again. How about that?
Oh, but then I'll be higher up than you will.
No! All right. So 5 Bytes. So
walk.
You never came up with anything for the
Seed Dance won't let me do anything with Pac-Man now. It won't let me do anything with Godzilla either.
Really?
Yeah, it will not. I've typed it in because I was like, oh, okay. I did type in Godzilla smoking a doobie. Okay, I could see. So I took out the doobie and it still won't do anything with Godzilla or Pac-Man.
So you're gonna have to like not make it a Pac-Man, make it an apple. an apple bite, 5 bites.
You know what? Hold on. Write that down real quick.
Jeez,
Apple
man.
eating little apples.
Oh man.
There we go. Okay, I wrote it down. Now I'll remember.
All right. So
Now I kind of want. Hold on. I want to generate that to see what the hell it does because I literally just typed in apple eating apple. You know what? I got the credits. Let's do it for 12 seconds. It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, it's generating it. Anyway,
All
sorry.
right, so let's get into this then. So, Colton, would you consider a MacBook Neo for everyday use?
Yes. For everyday normal use, yes.
Okay. All right. What is the one Apple device that you can't live without?
Are we excluding phones? I feel like we should exclude phones.
Exclude the phone, yeah.
Okay. My watch. Hands down.
Hmm.
I mean, it's great. As a postal worker, you need to know what time it is. You can't always look at your phone, so you get your notifications through your phone. You can answer the phone calls. You can answer text messages. It's just essential.
Yeah, makes sense. What do you think Apple needs to upgrade the most right now?
The prices for the displays.
You just want one.
Yeah, I do. Update the price update the price for the Vision Pro as well. Realistically, I don't know, do something cool and interesting with the phone. That's not flip. Let's actually innovate the phone.
Oh, good. They're doing fold, not flip.
No, whatever. Same difference. But I mean, we're just regressing at this point. Let's do something cool and interesting. Let's make it a watch that projects onto your forearm or something.
Yeah, there we go. We can do that. What piece of technology do you think will completely change our lives in the next 10 years?
I think America's going to get those Japanese toilets that when you open the door, the toilet seat opens up and it talks to you. And
so real story here. Real story.
Yes. I love obscure real stories.
So I was where I used to work before they let me go unceremoniously.
Yeah, they
just 12 years.
They like lined you guys all up, told you to look at the flower, and just
hell, they didn't even line me up. They pulled me into a secret room, and they're like, "Hey, buddy,
they're like, there's
just
no
you
flowers.
and me.
There's no flowers."
I don't know how many they did that with. Like, I don't know how many they pulled into the office to lay off, but then they laid off another like 100 employees in a group. Like they just pulled 100 people into a ballroom, and they're like, "Hey, you're all fired.
Hey,
see ya.
You guys suck. Bye."
But I was the lucky one who 6 hours beforehand got pulled into an office and told I was gone. So,
you know what? As someone who has also worked there, I'm not surprised at all. Not even remotely.
So, anyway, I was working there, and the great thing about it is they would send us on these little trips, I'll say, to an amazing resort. And first off, the resort is beautiful. It is a beautiful resort. I think anybody and everybody should go check it out because it is a beautiful resort. But I got to stay at that resort for, I think 2 or 3 times I got to stay there. And the one room that we stayed in, out of those times, had a smart toilet.
Oh, yes. Please dive in.
So, like, it did everything for you. You didn't have because when you go into a hotel room, typically you walk around, you look at everything, look at the bathroom, look at this, look at that.
Yeah.
I do it mainly because I want to make sure, 1, that there's nobody in there, 2, that there's nothing that was left there that isn't ours and we could get in trouble, nothing broken, that kind of thing. So,
yeah, or bed bugs.
Well, I mean, this is a 5-star resort, so
I don't trust no one, not even myself.
So I walked into the bathroom, which the bathroom is one of those double bathroom things. So you walk in and you have the sinks, and then there's another door to go into the bathroom, like the toilet part.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of looking around. I open up the door, I walk in, and it just goes whoop.
And it's like, hello. And they program your name in it. Hello, Slav. I am here for you to enjoy your journey today.
So you think that's where it ends, right? No. So, later that day, I'm like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. I walk in and it goes, whoop. I'm like, cool, this is neat. And you sit down and it's nice and toasty and warm. It's like, oh man, it's a nice warm.
And it's like, hello, Slav. How is your day? and you take a dump, and it's like, I see you're lacking fiber. I would recommend this, and this. And then it's not a bidet; it just comes up with toilet paper. Just
ever so lightly.
Now that's what will innovate the world. Or you know what? As dumb as this sounds, I always thought the tubes from Futurama were cool. Who needs to walk when you just shoot yourself across the town? I'm just saying.
That would be fun. Yeah, but honestly, the toilet, look, it's tech related, so it works.
Yeah,
it is. It was a pretty cool thing, and yeah, I mean, it's a different type of. When you for 39 years you use one type of toilet, and then you sit down and you get this, you're kind of like, whoa, like this is what the other side of life is like.
Yeah, then you're considering going to Lowe's and just spending $3,500 on one toilet.
I don't think I'd do that, but
you're just like, no, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Then there's a cut, and it's just in your cart, and you're leaving the store. So many times that's happened to me. It's unreal. But no, I think more smart home appliances that make sense. Nothing like AirPods, stuff like smart toilets, smart fridges that aren't how they are now. Stuff like that, I think will progress further on in probably the next 5-10 years.
So, what's the most underrated gadget that people should be using today?
Probably smart toilets, if we're going to be honest.
Make it fresh and clean. Don't worry about that toilet paper. Your finger going through that toilet paper.
Hey, you don't even need it. It just goes up there and dabs you. But realistically, I don't know. I feel like Roombas. Roombas are underrated. They're nice. I mean, they don't really go well on carpet. I mean, if you got like Cheerios or something on the carpet, it'll do it, but it's not going to deep clean it.
How many Cheerios do you put on the carpet, Colton?
I don't even like Cheerios.
Is that where you eat your Cheerios? You just dump it on the carpet.
Yeah. See, what I do is, because I have 3 dogs, I put the box down, so it's not like this, it's like this, and I just rip it open with the bag, and then me and the 3 dogs fight for the box of Cheerios. And it's funny because I don't even like Cheerios. I just do it for the love of the game. But I think smart cleaning appliances, I think, are very underused. Like, I have a Roomba. I don't think it's a Roomba. I think it's a Shark mop that goes around, does the little thing. And then I have the Roomba that gets stuck on the rug, but he goes and does his little thing until he gets stuck on the rug.
So wait, there's a Shark mop?
Yeah, it's here. Hold on, I'll look on Amazon. I'll find it.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, look, I got the Google machine too.
And you're probably quicker than me because I got my keyboard's hidden behind my mic at the moment.
And mop with Never Touch Base Pro. Oh man, that's not a good thing.
It's the iRobot BravoJet M6 is what I have.
Oh, you said it was Shark.
I lied. I thought it was Shark.
And what's it called?
iRobot BravoJet M6 is what I have. Specifically the Caucasian one.
Oh, it's only $125. That's not bad at all.
But it does its own little thing. I mean, you do have to change. You do have to fill it up and change the water and yeah.
Jet Spray Smart Mapping works with Alexa, ideal for. Oh, this is a renewed one. Multiple rooms, recharges and resumes.
Yeah, it comes with little pads on the bottom that are washable, and you just have to refill the solution every once in a while. It does its own thing. It just vibes and hangs out.
Oh man, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do this right now. So, if you don't mind me, I'm going to copy that link and send it to the missus. Because it's nice. She loves these things.
And for 125, even if you buy it brand new, it's 177, I think. Yeah, 177. Marked down 61%. So
yeah, that's not bad.
Better than what I bought it at, because I hate myself. I also have this. It's not smart, but it is a tech thing. So in salons or like hair cutting places, how they kind of you just sweep the hair up to the thing, and it's like I have one for the dogs, and Oh no, it's game changing. No need for a dustpan whatsoever. You just sweep it up there, and it just everything's gone. best $100 I've ever spent in my life.
All right, let's move on to the other tech to get out of Apple here. We will jump over to TechCrunch once again.
Shockingly, an article on smart toilets.
Honestly, I've heard TechCrunch's name in the past, but I've never actually like ventured onto the site until recently. I really like this site. It's an interesting setup they have. I kind of like it. All right, so X is releasing what's called X Chat for the iOS. It's a new app, and right now it's kind of in testing, so they want people to kind of jump on it, use it, break it, give them their feedback. That's what they're saying. XChat is X's upgrade version of X's existing direct messages feature, which the company has claimed is end-to-end encrypted. However, security experts have warned potential users that the XChat service is less secure than other encrypted messaging apps like Signal and should not be trusted. It's not clear whether the company has addressed the security community's concerns in this new standalone app. The introduction of the app represents a decided shift away from X owner Elon Musk's earlier plan to make X an everything app that would provide access to messaging, payments, creator content, and more, centralizing all aspects of the service. I want to say one thing that I've started doing on X is I pay for the monthly plan. I think it's like $8 or something, and a month. I did that because it gives you more tools to use. You can use, you can make longer posts and different tools and stuff like that. But then it also now gives you the ability to write articles on X. Now, if you know me, like I know Colton, you know me, I love to write. I love to write articles and talk about stuff like that. And I have a website for my other podcast called Slav's Free Talk. I have a website that I've been using to write articles. But while I get decent traction, like my best month was like 500 visits, which for just a little nobody that I'm the only one doing anything on it, I think that's pretty good. On X, if you put articles on there, you're going to get all your followers plus more that have the ability to see that, because they're going to start sharing it around, and that's what they've done. And I've had, I put an article out there the other day, and within like the first 30 minutes, I had over 2,000 impressions on it that people saw it. I'm like, whoa. So X, I think, is what Elon is doing with X, I think is great, because I like that whole everything in one place. I do like that. So then pulling out this whole X Chat to a separate app is interesting. I do want to check it out myself and see what it's like. But I've never been one to utilize other app services. Like, I hate people that only use Messenger from Facebook. Absolutely hate it. I hate it.
Completely agree.
So like, I'm somebody, first off, messages on the iPhone is encrypted. It's secure. It's a great, messaging service. So that's what I like to use. I know a lot of people use, what's it called? What's the big one? WhatsApp. Yeah, thank you. A lot of people use WhatsApp around the world, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get why people utilize these chat apps. Like, people who, like, I do talk to people on X, on Twitter, and the people that I don't know, like, personally, I didn't give them my phone number, so they message me on X. And that's fine, because it's just, I jump on X and I see messages. Oh, I can reply to them. That's easy. A lot of those people are just fans of my show and things like that. And I'm not going to give them my number because I don't want them bothering me, because some of them just bother me nonstop. But
yeah, we know who you are.
But when you get down to it, I don't understand what the point of this app is. I don't get it. Like I said, I'm going to check it out. I'll see what it's like, but I'm not going to use it. Like, I don't use WhatsApp. I don't use, I mean, I use Messenger, whatever it's called, because other people use it.
You use it at least once a week.
Yeah, because of you, bastard. But
this just seems like a very Facebook move by X.
Yeah, I mean, that's it right there. Like, okay.
Ooh, man, I'm so glad we took 4 seconds took the time to make a 4-second still image video.
I don't know. I just feel like I sit here today and I take a look at that stuff and I'm like, I don't know. I just
An old man yells at cloud.
yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what
No,
it is.
I agree. That's why I don't use Discord. Messenger's really just to send memes to people.
Discord, don't get me started. You know, everybody
I-
was like, with your channel and the kind of channel you're running for your other for Slav's Free Talk, you need to get a Discord. So I built out a Discord. I had somebody help me build out a Discord. I had like all this stuff and I had it going, and nobody joined. And I'm like, what the hell's the point? Like,
Yeah,
no,
I don't get it. I just message me somewhere and pray to God I see. No, it. I'm giving out email and that's it.
and that's the thing. I have an email. Like, if you want to really reach me, you can get my email and reach me that way. So it is what it is. All right, let's talk about the big thing in tech that happened this past week that isn't Apple related. So, for those of you who are entertainment buffs, you may know that, well, Paramount and Netflix have been battling over buying Warner Brothers Discovery. Back in December, Netflix actually won the bidding war, and Warner Brothers accepted their bid, and they were working on a plan to have Netflix take over Warner Brothers, honestly, by the middle or end of this year. That was the plan. However, Paramount really wanted them. So they didn't stop, and they tried to do a hostile takeover. They tried to do this. They tried to do that. Finally, about 2 weeks ago, Warner Brothers was like, okay, Paramount, okay, here's the deal. We're going to give you 7 days. 7 days to give us your last and best offer. They even went to Netflix. Warner Brothers even went to Netflix and was like, guys, what do you think? Are you fine if we do this? And Netflix gave them, they were like, yeah, do what you got to do. So they went. Paramount offered them $110 million for Warner Brothers Discovery and ended up convincing Warner Brothers, like, yeah, this is the better deal. They went to Netflix, which Netflix had 4 days to respond and counter offer. And Netflix in like 3.5 seconds was like, nah, we good. We out. Peace.
Yeah. They're like, we're just kind of all over this at this point.
So at TechCrunch, they talk about how Paramount and HBO Max are going to merge into one streaming service after the deal closes. And this is where the tech stuff comes in, because I know from a studio standpoint, there's not much technology going, I mean, yeah, they use technology, but that's not the tech news there. The big tech news here is that HBO Max and Paramount Plus are going to merge. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is for you, Colton. I don't know how much watching of TV you do anymore at home or what you do.
Tons, actually. A lot more than I have been.
Do you have Paramount Plus or HBO Max?
I plead the fifth. I can't tell you what I do.
Okay.
It's a moral and legal gray area.
Sailing the high seas, I see.
Technically, no.
No.
Kind of, yes.
Anyway.
Legally, no, I am not. Everything I bought and burned myself.
So, I mean, for me, the only streaming service I think I don't have is Paramount Plus, because there's nothing on there that I need to watch.
Dog shit.
Yeah,
that's it.
I have HBO Max because of the amazing shows, Game of Thrones and DC content that they put on there. I have Netflix. I have Peacock, which is a terrible name. I have whatever, Apple Plus or Apple TV, which is great. Apple TV is probably one of the best, if not this, I'll say the second best. HBO Max is still, I think, the best in quality. When I'm talking about quality, HBO Max is the best. Second, I would say, is Apple TV. But
that's because Monarch.
I actually haven't watched that yet. I need to, but I haven't.
Don't tell. Holy shit! I finally beat you. I watched a show that you haven't watched. It took 8 or 9 years, but I finally did it.
But let's not also forget that I'm not a huge Godzilla fan. So
Nicole has peacefully fallen asleep. I've rewatched everything from 59 to modern day.
Well, here's the thing. Again, I don't mind the monster universe, but I'm not a big fan of it. So, and then I'm confused. Does it connect to the current movies? This Monarch show?
Yes, the Monarch show does.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't like. It looked like the same Godzilla, but I wasn't sure. And I think season 2 is going to bring King Kong into it. I'm just kind of like, what the hell is going on? But
if anything, watch Shin Godzilla. You'll enjoy it.
The one that I want to watch is what is it? Godzilla -1.
Yeah, -1, where it's the modern retelling. It's basically almost a shot-for-shot remake of the 59, I think.
But anyway, getting back into this. So the Paramount Plus to HBO Max is a big deal. It truly is, because it's going to put them as a huge advantage. Again, HBO Max has amazing quality. They have a great library of content. And Paramount Plus, while it's not great, it has its own huge library of content, and it has some hit shows here and there. Not Halo, not Star Trek, but the ones that people care about aren't doing. Damn it. But it does have some things on there. Now, here's where things get crazy. You have Netflix right now, which is the leader in the streaming world. Okay.
In the Monday Night Wars.
In the Monday Night Wars of streaming wars. You also have Disney Plus and Hulu, which is huge. Very, very big. This is going to be a big deal. Look, here's a quote from them. Their combined company will be home to many of the greatest, most recognizable, beloved franchises in the world. From Harry Potter to Top Gun to Star Trek to Looney Tunes, Game of Thrones, Yellowstone, and they forgot to mention DC, but DC as well.
I was about to say, you missed out a pretty big one there.
This represents a tremendous opportunity, and we fully intend to invest in the creative engines of both studios, making them the most sought-after destination for industry's leading creative talent. That's David Ellison, the guy who owns Skydance and Paramount right now. So that's huge. But he reassured investors that HBO's identity and creative vision as a studio would remain unchanged, stating their viewpoint is HBO should stay HBO. He also committed to maintaining a robust theatrical slate, pledging 15 films per year per studio for a total of at least 30 annual theatrical releases from this mega studio. Again, I mean, just think about the advantage this new streaming service is going to have.
Yeah.
So you think about it, because all these movies eventually end up on their studio's streamer. Okay. So usually it's after about 5 months, it ends up on their streaming service, typically around 5 months. It'll go out in theaters for about 2 months, exclusively, 45 days exclusive in the theaters. It hits digital, so people can buy it and rent it digitally. And that lasts probably about 2 to 3 months, roughly. So again, it's around the 5 month mark when you then see a movie hit their streaming service. They're going to get 30 theatrical, like high, grade theatrical movies on their streaming service each year. Yeah, it's great for theaters, which is a thing, but 30 movies a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. So you're thinking of that's more than.
Yeah, it's like one every other. Yeah, it's like one every other week.
Not even. Like it's like one every what is it, like 11 days or something? Like it's something crazy.
And too bad 28 of them are going to be absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
quantity over quality, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great thing to happen. I know a lot of people don't like this. Look, my perfect scenario would be that Warner Brothers Discovery didn't get sold, that it stayed its own entity. When Netflix came into the fold, I was not keen on that idea, just because they are very analytic driven. They love to just put out content, whether it's good or bad, just because they know that, hey, a new movie that shows up on our app, people are going to click. Who cares if it's good or bad? So they're very analytic driven. From Paramount's standpoint, they need to make money. This acquisition is going to put them at like $70 billion in debt total combined. They need to make money.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good plan. I do. I know people don't like, because yes, there's redundant jobs that are going to be lost, and there's going to be some growing pains and some issues where some people will think, oh, I don't want to work here because I don't like David Ellison and things like that. Yeah, that kind of stuff happens with all mergers. But once you get past that, I think this is actually the best case scenario for creativity and for the industry, and for the streaming services.
Yeah, I think we might finally get out of our little depressive everything sucks here in the Western culture entertainment hole that we're in.
Couldn't happen any faster, let me tell you.
Yeah.
No faster.
You know what we should do? And we could even put it on here. Let's give a little movie boot episode.
Movie boot.
Let's throw a movie boot in here.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about, because my Slav's Free Talk just focuses on DC content now. I made that transition and shift to that back in December. I miss talking about Star Wars and Marvel and everything else. Like, I do miss talking about that kind of stuff.
I mean,
I've been mulling the idea of like, hey, maybe we bring back Bridging the Geekdoms. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey. Well, we can work on it next month. I'll have at least 2 weeks off. At least.
Maybe. I
Let's
mean, it would only be podcasts, just like this. It would just be podcast. It wouldn't be daily or videos or anything, because I focus on my Slav's Free Talk for that. But from a podcast side, we always had fun doing that. We could throw in a movie boot here and there for that.
Yeah, because we can redo Stranger Things. Boom. There's the first one. There's the first one right there.
Oh, jeez. Redo Stranger Things.
We can make Stranger Things a little less strange.
Yeah. Don't have a 10-minute. Never mind. I'm not now. Okay. Anyway, so
we could do it. We could do it. We could do the I have powers because I don't like girls. The power of love is going to kill that giant flesh thing. Because there's no way 4 Molotovs and a shotgun killed it, and 2 dudes with spears underneath of them.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, what's on your desk, Colton? Do you have anything?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit on my desk. I don't have anything immediately near me.
All right, so I'll start, or just do mine if you don't do one. All right, so as I was talking, and I thought this is a good idea to bring this up today because of the MacBook Neo and even the iPad. There's not a lot of storage on it. 256 gigabytes of storage on a MacBook is not great. And then even at 512 for the upgraded, that's not great. So I recommend getting one of these right here. This is a Samsung T7 Shield solid state drive, which connects right up via USB-C, and it is fast. It's amazing. This is 1 terabyte. Now, prices, I should probably look that up right now because I'm sure prices are outrageous.
Oh, I'm sure.
Let's see. So T7 Shield, we'll look at Amazon real quick and see what that looks like. Geez.
Oh, that's a 2 terabyte.
That's 2 terabyte. It's 2 terabyte. But still, when I bought mine,
not as bad.
Yeah, but when I bought my 1 terabyte, I want to say it was maybe $110. Maybe it may not have even been over $100. It may have been like $90. The fact that it's $225 right now is insane. But I do say this is one of the best gets because it's small, it's light. It comes with its own USB-C cord that you just plug into it, and then you just plug it into your MacBook, and it fits in your bag, in your sleeve, whatever it is. I'm currently in the middle of trying to figure out the best way to actually store the solid state drive on my MacBook, like whether I put it behind the screen or something. They sell sleeves and things like that, but they all use like 3M tape. And I'm like, I don't want to put something like that on my new MacBook. Yeah. Like I want something that's removable. So I'm working on trying to find something. I have a 3D printer. I'm thinking of making something. We'll see how that works.
Rubber cement's always a good option.
Yeah, no.
Just saying.
But yeah. I think this is a great get. You might be able to find things cheaper. I love the T7s. I love these Samsung ones. It's never let me down. But you can find other ones that are cheaper. I have 2 more upstairs that are SanDiscs, and when I got those, they're nice too. They're really good and solid, but I think the one is only 500 gigabytes, so it's not like I got a terabyte for these. So it's
Well, I could do one. It's currently connected to my Xbox out in the living room, but I have, I think, 15 terabyte hard drive. Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, I didn't buy it, thank God. But I think Nicole bought it. I think it's a Seagate. I could be wrong. I don't remember.
Is it a hard drive or is it a solid state drive?
It's a hard drive.
Yeah,
but it's nice. Yeah, I think I have almost 300 games downloaded, and I'm at like not even 25% of it filled.
That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. Like, I'm looking at these. Jeez, people, this is crazy.
Yeah, the world of hard drives and anything dealing with memory is not a good time.
Yeah, not a great time to buy. But look, if you're getting that Neo, if you can find something for under $100, I mean, it's a good idea to have it, and you don't need it right away, but maybe kind of start putting like $10 aside, every week for a couple months, and then you can, get one or something. It's going to be something that you need for sure. But yeah, that's what's on your desk. So,
can I share my screen because we got some nightmare fuel from Seed Dance?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's see, Seed Dance. Okay, we're gonna. Okay. Am I sharing?
Hold on. Calm down.
Let me unmute the site.
Calm down. There it is.
Okay, are you ready?
Why is there a dog? Where'd the dog come from?
I don't know. You can see it over here. Apple eating little apples.
What'd the dog do?
He two human hands. That's what he has.
What the heck is going on? Do they think the dog's name is Apple?
Dude, why has it got 6 arms?
What is so many feet and legs?
What's the dog doing?
What's the dog do?
I saw that. I was like, what? Oh man.
Yeah,
they have to play with that a little bit, but
just a little bit. Yeah, just a little.
Yeah. But yeah, I got to play with it because now you can't use Godzilla. You can't do anything fun.
No. Okay. All right, guys. Well, this was a fun episode. Hopefully you learned something. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. We just sit here and bullshit about technology for an hour or so, and we have fun with it. So let us know your thoughts, though, on all of this in the comments below. Hey, give us a 5-star rating on your podcatching app of choice, and even put a comment on there and say, hey, you're awesome or not awesome. And again,
hey, I have a smart toilet.
Yeah, I have a smart toilet. Or even this. Give us some ideas and some of your questions for the 5-byte section. So you got that to go as well. But thank you all for joining this week. It's been a blast. And next week, I may just have a little surprise to show off to all of you. Yeah. I thought you were going to say something else. But okay, bye.
I was gonna say, give us 5 stars for... Why do we let me do things?
I don't know why we let you do things. I really don't. I don't. I was on the primary technology group today, and he was like, "Oh, I want to hear your opinion on the MacBook Neo and blah blah blah." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to talk all about it on my show called Bite into Apple. It's a great show." He was like, "I subscribed." I was like, "Okay, I'm going to caution you."
Yeah, the co-host is a f***ing retard. So
it's like. The co-host loves to screw around and have fun, so
yeah.
I'm the more serious one. He's the more joking.